Hello, everyone. I am your host, and welcome back to Academy of English Excellence, the place where you can transform your English skills, one step at a time. Today, we are diving into a topic that so many language learners struggle with every single day: how to stop translating in your head and start thinking directly in English. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where someone asks you a simple question in English and your mind immediately goes into overdrive? First, you translate their words into your native language. Then, you formulate an answer in your mother tongue. Next, you search for the grammar rules to translate that response back into English. And finally, by the time you are ready to speak, 5 to 10 seconds have passed, and the momentum of the conversation is completely lost. If this sounds familiar to you, please do not feel discouraged. This mental habit of translating back and forth is entirely natural, especially when you are at an intermediate level. However, if you want to speak fluently, effortlessly, and without hesitation, you must break this cycle. In this episode, we are going to explore practical strategies, essential vocabulary, advanced grammar structures, common mistakes, and actual speaking exercises to help you train your brain to think directly in English. Why your brain translates. To solve this problem, we first need to understand why your brain does it. When you learn a new language as an adult, your native language acts as a foundation. Your brain naturally tries to attach new English words to familiar concepts in your first language. This process is known as linguistic mediation. While this technique is helpful for absolute beginners, it quickly becomes a huge obstacle as you move toward fluency. English and your native language likely have very different sentence structures, idioms, and cultural expressions. When you translate word for word, you produce sentences that sound awkward or unnatural. For example, in many languages, people say, "I have 25 years," to express their age. If you translate that directly into English, you get, "I have 25 years," which is grammatically incorrect. In English, we say, "I am 25 years old," or simply, "I am 25. By shifting away from translation, you allow yourself to learn English expressions as complete thoughts, rather than pieces of a puzzle, building your internal English voice. The key to thinking in English is to start small. You do not need to sit down and write a full essay in English on day one. Instead, you can begin by naming object around you. As you walk through your home or office, look at items and say their names in your head. Desk, chair, notebook, coffee cup, street, window. This simple exercise creates a direct link between the physical object and the English word, removing your native language from the equation entirely. Once individual words become second nature, expand to simple phrases. Instead of just thinking, "coffee," think, "hot coffee," or "I am drinking coffee." When you look out the window, think, "It is raining today," or "Traffic is heavy." By describing your immediate environment in real time, you build a constant stream of English in your subconscious mind. Grammar focus. Verbs of perception and cognition. Let us examine a crucial grammar pattern that will help you articulate your internal thoughts. When we describe our mental processes or sensory experiences, we use verbs of perception and cognition. Words like notice, realize, seem, appear, and wonder are incredible tools for internal dialogue. For instance, instead of using a basic sentence like, "The test is hard," you can frame your thought using a cognitive verb. It seems that this exam is more challenging than I expected. Notice how this structure adds depth to your thinking. Another important distinction is between remember and remind. Many English learners confuse these two verbs. You remember something on your own. For example, I remember locking the door. On the other hand, something or someone reminds you of something. For example, this song reminds me of my summer vacation. Using these verbs correctly in your internal thought process will instantly refine your fluency. Useful vocabulary for daily thinking. To think smoothly in English, you need a set of transitional phrases and fillers that native speakers use naturally. When native speakers pause to construct a thought, they do not translate. They use transitional markers to keep the momentum going. Here are 5 essential vocabulary phrases to incorporate into your mental practice. First, as a matter of fact. You can use this phrase to add extra detail or clarify a statement. For example, I thought the event was tomorrow, but as a matter of fact, it is tonight. Second, on second thought. This is a brilliant phrase to use when you change your mind about something. For instance, I was going to cook dinner, but on second thought, let us order pizza. Third, speaking of which. Use this phrase when you want to connect a new thought to a topic that was just mentioned. Fourth, it occurs to me that. This phrase is ideal for describing a sudden realization or idea. For example, it occurs to me that we forgot to send the report. Fifth, all things considered. Use this summary phrase when weighing different factors before coming to a conclusion. By practicing these phrases in your mind throughout the day, your internal narrative will sound remarkably authentic. Common mistakes to avoid. Now, let us highlight 3 common traps that language learners often fall into when trying to think in English. The first mistake is striving for perfection. Many learners stop their internal monologue because they do not know a specific word. They pause, get frustrated, and pull out a dictionary or switch back to their native language. Do not do this. If you do not know a word, describe it using words you already know. If you forget the word for refrigerator, think the big cold box where food is kept. This strategy, called circumlocution, is one of the most vital communication skills in any language. The second mistake is overusing complex grammar. You do not need to construct passive voice sentences or third conditionals when thinking about your daily routine. Keep your thoughts simple, clear, and direct. The third mistake is translating idioms literally. Idioms are culturally specific. If you try to translate a local phrase from your native language into English word for word, it will most likely make no sense. Instead, learn English idioms within their natural contexts. Practical speaking exercises. To transition from thinking in English to speaking in English, you need targeted active practice. Here are 3 proven exercises you can start using today. Exercise number 1. The daily narrative. Spend 5 minutes every morning talking out loud to yourself. Describe your plans for the day in detail. You might say, this morning, I am going to finish my work project. After that, I need to go to the grocery store to pick up vegetables, and in the evening, I plan to relax and read a book. Exercise number 2. The 2-minute shadowing technique. Find an audio clip or a segment of a podcast, listen to a sentence, and repeat it immediately after the speaker, imitating their rhythm, pronunciation, and intonation. Shadowing forces your brain to process English at natural speed, leaving no time for translation. Exercise number 3. Self-talk Q&A. Ask yourself open-ended questions and answer them aloud. For instance, ask yourself, what was the most interesting part of my week? Then, answer with at least 3 complete sentences. Optimizing your learning environment. Your surroundings play a massive role in how quickly your brain adapts to a new language. To encourage your mind to think in English, surround yourself with English input as much as possible. Change the display language on your smartphone and computer to English. Watch movies or news shows with English subtitles instead of subtitles in your native language. Listen to podcasts while commuting or doing household chores. When your brain is constantly exposed to English sound patterns, sentence structures, and vocabulary, it begins to adopt those patterns automatically. Thought processes are heavily influenced by environmental cues, so by creating an English-rich atmosphere, you naturally reduce the urge to translate. The power of consistency. Remember, changing a cognitive habit takes time and patience. You will not stop translating overnight, and that is completely fine. The goal is not perfection, but gradual progress. If you catch yourself translating, simply stop, take a deep breath, and restart the thought in English. Celebrate the small victories. The first time you react instantly to a question without translating, or the first time you have a dream in English, you will know that your hard work is paying off. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes every day to these mindfulness techniques, and you will witness a total transformation in your speaking confidence. Conclusion and final thoughts. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Learning a language is a journey of continuous growth, and you are taking all the right steps toward mastery. If you found this lesson valuable, please remember to click the like button, share this episode with fellow learners, and subscribe to Academy of English Excellence for more in-depth language guides. Keep practicing, keep thinking in English, and I will see you in the next episode.